Good morning. Please permit me to stand on the wonderful protocol of Bishop Darrell Brewster Starnes and President 13, Dr. Davis. I consider it a high privilege to be here sharing these remarks. I extend deep appreciation to our class agent and convener, Veronica Barrier-Williams, for her superb leadership. And to my class member and fellow major, Dr. Wanda Lewis Campbell, for that gracious introduction. She said after she finished that I owe her, and I certainly do. 50 years ago, my classmates and I sat in the little theater as Doris Jones guided us through freshman orientation. Many of us were filled with anxiety, fear, trepidation, and doubt about this new adventure called college. Many of us were the first in our family to undertake the voyage to higher education. Many teachers, coaches, principals, guidance counselors, ministers, and other Livingstone alumni had directed us here. My high school counselor, the late Phyllis Chapman, a Howard University graduate, convinced me that Livingstone was the right school for me. When I asked her indignantly, why Livingstone, she said, I don't think you'll do well at a school where you are a number. She was right. She said, if you go to Livingstone, you're going to develop your mind and you're going to develop as a leader. She was right. She was on target with her assessment. I was able to go back to her and thank her before she passed on of her confidence and her vision. Psalm 32:8 says, I will instruct and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. This is the experience that we had at Livingstone. These are true words as they guided us here, and these are true words that have guided us through our professional and spiritual journeys in the world. Teachers like Dr. Carolyn Anderson, Coach Henry Ponder, Coach Morris Wiggins, Miss Abner Lancaster, Nurse Lois Reeves, Registrar Julia B. Duncan, Reverend Edgar French, Dr. Joseph Settles, Dr. Doris Jones, Miss Annie Pruitt, Dr. Olivia Spalding, Dr. O.K. Beatty, Dr. Earlene Johnson, Mr. Grady Nelson, Mr. William Mitchell, Miss Ezra Miller, Mrs. Fannie Blue, Mrs. Louise Roundtree, Miss Eloise Simpson, Dr. and Mariette Pollard, Mr. Garland Kelsey, and Henry Duncombe. We were given a legacy of life lessons and beyond. We learned beyond the classroom. Our lives witness that we gain knowledge and wisdom that affirms us today. We have lived the words of Frantz Fanon, the Martinique-born psychiatrist and philosopher who wrote the book Wretched of the Earth. Every generation must discover its mission, betray it, or fulfill it. We entered these hallowed grounds in 1971, a time of moral testing, raging war, scientific shift, and civil rights and political transformation. Richard Nixon was president of the United States, and we think we're dealing with something now. Well, guess what's going on? Apollo 14 had landed a man on the moon for the third time. John Lennon launched Imagine. The Vietnam War protests were going on in Washington. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled unanimously that busing students may be ordered to change racial desegregation. And guess where we are now? The Pentagon Papers were published. The Intel released its 4004, the world's first microprocessor. The price of a loaf of bread was 25 cents. Think now where it is now. And most of all, and this helped many of us get through our freshman year, Marvin Gaye had produced the album, What's Going On? In 2025, we have become elders in our culture. We have confronted our world with many creative ways of service and many professional endeavors. We have been true to the mission of this institution. We are examples of excellence, integrity, uplift, and professionalism. And here is a brief glance of some of our class. Dorson Montgomery served for 25 years as the treasurer of the Longshoresmen Union in Charleston, South Carolina. Jerry Carter served for 30 years at Washington, D.C. Office of Municipal Planning. Brenda Walls, a certified hospital chaplain in Indianapolis, Indiana. Veronica B. Williams, a 40-year educator and administrator in Annapolis, Maryland. Glenda Walker was an outstanding foster parent in the state of New York, Ithaca. Reverend Vergel Anderson has been in ministry 35 years as an ordained minister in Fayetteville and Winston-Salem. James Perkins, since he left Livingstone, had a job at NASA for 40 years in materials. Lorraine Miles Slade has been a teacher in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools and an administrator for 40 years. Amos Smith, a 30-year social service administrator, and the late Larry Giles was an award-winning educator and author from Tappahannock, Virginia. In 2025, in this season of chaos, in this season of changes and social crisis, we can be assured that we have been given a legacy. And I remember when I was a student at Duke Divinity School, I had the honor of living in the Graduate Center. And one day I walked through the hospital and I talked with some of the medical students. And guess what? There was a young man named James Gavin who was in the medical school who had finished his PhD, and they said he's a Livingstonian. And my chest grew up and grew out, and I said, James Gavin, he was an alpha at Livingstone, and he left this sweater for us. So I was more inspired that here is a Livingstonian who was making his grade there at this Ivy League school, and I knew I then could make it just like he did. And so I end this talk, as my convener has said, keep it under 15 minutes. I think I did 13. To say to you, Livingstone is proud and alive, the class of 75. God bless you.